live.
Is it up? Okay, is it back now? Okay, I'm so confused because I stopped it and then I went right back and then I guess it just didn't go back. All right. Guys, I'm super sorry about that, chat. I'm really, really sorry. Once again, we have Fuslie here. I literally turned it off and on again, guys. This is tech support right here. You really do want to push e5 because this is it controls the center, so it basically controls the d4 square. Just like how I played e4 to be able to control the center. Yes. And after, usually people play something like knight f3. So what do you think my next move would be if you did nothing?
To take the black piece.
Yes, the pawn. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So in this position, how would you defend the pawn?
I would put my knight on c6.
Okay, that's perfect, right? So this move is both a developing move. So in chess, there's like 3 rules you want to follow in the opening, which is control the center, develop, and castle. I know I already said this before, but just in case, guys, it's also for chat, in case.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so you want to control the center. And this move controls both the d4 square and protects your pawn on e5 at the same time.
Got it.
So this is a really, really good move. So knight c6 is a really good move. And if I play something like bishop c4, what do you think?
Well, I gotta defend now. So I would probably go, okay, maybe pawn to the middle?
Ooh, okay.
Oh, no, because then you'll just take it for free. That was a joke.
All right, that's great. I'm really glad you caught it. You caught it yourself. Yes. So I would be able to take it with my bishop, right? And it would be a free pawn.
Yeah. So instead, I think maybe I would. This is a good question. Your bishop can you see my arrows when I do this?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, cool. Okay. So your bishop is now attacking the center and it's attacking that piece, but I'm defending with the king.
That's right.
Well, it's not so simple to me.
Don't worry, chess is not easy at all. It's not easy at all. So usually if you correctly, I noticed that if I take on f7, your king can take, right? So I'm not really attacking your f7 pawn.
You're attacking the king.
Well,
well,
I if I take, you get a free bishop, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know the values of each of the pieces?
Yes, I think rook is 1. Oh, it's like 1, and then there's like 9. It's like, okay, actually, I know that it's rooks, and then it's knights, then bishops, then wait, pawn. I keep messing them up. Pawn
all right,
is the lowest.
Yes.
Pawn, then knight, then bishop, then rook, then queen.
Yes. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, great. That's beautiful. Yeah. So basically, if I use a bishop to go take a pawn, the bishop is worth 3 points and the pawn's worth 1 point. So you can think of it as that you won 2 points.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So that trade would be worth it.
Yes, exactly.
Well, okay. So I'd want to move some of my pieces. I can't move this guy. I can't move him. Queen is a possibility. I can develop this guy, and this guy right now.
All right.
Maybe my knight. No. Well, if I do the knight here, it does do something here, and if he does take, maybe that.
Okay.
Yeah, like your bishop technically can take my pawn, right? But then I get a free bishop, so he's not really attacking, like you said. So I could just use this opportunity to develop. Or I could develop here, my knight there.
Right. Okay. So you've correctly identified 2 really good moves. Which one do you think would be better, knight e7 or knight f6?
I think f6 because it gives him more position towards the center.
Yes, that's awesome. Okay, that's great. Exactly. That's what we want to do, right? We want to control the center and develop at the same time. So knight f6 is a great move. Knight f6 is a great move. Okay, now is the perfect time to start playing knight g5.
why? Wait, why? Wait, so everyone likes to do that?
Yeah, everybody likes to play this.
Okay. And so do we try to respond to that or like say why that's maybe not a good move?
Yeah, so knight g5, basically white now wants to take on f7.
Right.
And so this is one of those moments where you have to know like a very specific move, otherwise your position goes downhill pretty fast. So
whose position?
Your blacks.
Position?
Blacks.
Okay.
Yeah. So you don't want to lose the pawn on f7, right? That's a very, very important pawn.
Oh, that is. I think I watched a video. It's like that's the weakest like point. No, isn't that the weakest?
Yeah, it is. So yeah, that is. There's probably a lot of videos in this position about this position where people play knight g5. So this move is actually not good at all for white, but I want to show you a very, very specific way to deal against it.
Okay.
So here you have to play d5.
Oh, my knight to d5.
Oh, no, pawn to d5.
Oh, pawn to d5.
I'm sorry, can you see the board? Or
I can see the board.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't worry. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'll make it more clear. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, it's my bad. The second you move your piece, I hovered the left bar and then it covered the board, so then that's why I couldn't see the pawn.
Okay.
Pawn to the middle.
Yeah, pawn to the middle. And the reason for putting a pawn here is because it blocks off the bishop from being able to take on f7.
Oh, the bishop was blocking or was threatening both.
Well, okay, so to take on f7, right, you need two pieces on it. Two pieces attacking the pawn. If you only have one piece, like let's say the knight wasn't there, like the previous move, right? If you played bishop takes f7, so let's go back one move. If on knight f6 you play bishop takes f7, then you have king takes f7. And you get a free bishop.
But in this case, since you have two pieces attacking it, once the king takes that, then the knight takes king.
Exactly, right? And you can't actually take with the king because that's an illegal move. Yeah. Okay.
And I get good positioning for my pawn. Right?
Yes. Okay, so this is the part where it gets super duper weird. So there's some players that know this. Most people probably don't. I honestly don't know what the average field is going to look like, but white can actually take on d5.
Okay. Oh yeah. I see that. So then how do I? Well, then I can just take with my knight. Oh wait, but then he takes with his bishop, and then okay. Okay. So I what could I do?
So now, okay. So now you want to play knight a5. Yeah, so what from my understanding, a lot of people actually do play this as white. So I guess we're actually doing a bit of preparation against some very, very specific people. I'm not going to name any names here.
Okay.
But if you're playing black, some people might specifically play this against you. All right, so this is going to get very, very complicated. Once again, chess is a complicated game. I'm really sorry. I try to make this as simple as I can. But there's just so many different things. So you correctly identified that you can actually take with the knight, right? If white takes with the bishop, you can take back with the queen.
Right. Yes.
But white here actually has knight takes f7.
So then I can take with my king.
Right. Okay. So if you take with the king, now white plays queen f3, which is called a double attack. It's basically attacking both your knight and your king at the same time.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you move your king back, right, this is actually going to be checkmate because of bishop d5. Bishop takes d5. And you basically don't have a way to prevent this checkmate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, if you move your king, you'll lose the knight or get checkmated. So if you play king e6, defending the knight, white can play knight c3.
Knight c3. Okay. Okay. I follow.
Okay, so this is once again we're attacking the d5 knight, right? As white. Yes, exactly. So now, as black, if you try to defend your knight with knight e7, for example, All you have to know that this position is really, really bad for black because your king is on e6. And do you remember the third rule of the opening?
What's the first rule?
It's totally fine. Okay, the first rule is control the center. Don't worry. Yeah, you know this.
The center. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Control the center. And then second rule
is to develop.
Oh, develop. Okay. And then the third rule. Oh, I know. It's to castle.
Yes, exactly, right? So if your king is on e6, if your king moves,
castle.
Exactly. If your king ever moves from its starting square, it can never castle again.
Oh, even if it moves and then moves back?
Yeah, it can't castle ever.
Okay.
So basically, you do not want to get your king onto e6.
Wait a minute. But doesn't that mean like earlier in the game when the knight was there and the only way to defend that piece was like with the king?
Right.
Isn't that like a good offense then for white, because then it forces king to like defend with the king?
Oh, you mean move 4, right? Like on if bishop takes f7?
Yes. Wait, yeah. Where we're like forced to move the king.
And so basically, not being able to castle is okay if you have extra material.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So as long as you're up.
Yeah, exactly. If you're up pieces. So the best way to win in chess is if you have extra material, right? If you're up more material than your opponent, then your opponent has less pieces to be able to move around.
Okay, I shall begin.
Okay. D4 is a really good move. I'm gonna play D5.
Okay, so here I shouldn't do E4 because you could take that piece and it's not defended. So what if I just do like E3?
Okay, that's really, really good. That's awesome.
So now your knight is here. He's not directly attacking anything, so I can do this and I'll attack your pawn.
Okay, perfect.
Put pressure.
Yes, that's exactly all you need to do. You don't have to necessarily attack something every single move, but you definitely want to put the pressure.
Okay, so I could move my bishop to like C2 to like add some defense to my knight and develop it a little bit. Or I think I could also, I see. So I wouldn't move my bishop to like F3 because like actually maybe I would.
Wait.
No?
Sorry, where do you want to put your bishop?
Oh, sorry, not F3. I'm just crazy. D3.
D3 is totally fine too. D3 is a perfectly good square for your bishop.
I like it because it's going towards the center control thing and I'm developing it.
Exactly. That's a really good place to put your bishop.
Okay, so then you do that. Well, okay, so you're pressuring right now. You're attacking this and you're attacking my pawn. You're attacking my pawn. Oh, no, but my rook is protecting it.
All right.
Your knight is attacking, but no, it's not. So nothing of yours is really attacking me. So I can start to develop a little bit more. Maybe I would put my knight here.
Exactly. So when I'm not attacking you, that's exactly how you should be thinking. You can basically think of it as like a do whatever you want card, right?
Yeah. So you castle, I castle.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to play B6.
Okay, so that doesn't really threaten, or nothing changes. So so then maybe I will see what I can do. Well, the pieces I haven't moved yet. Is this a good time to look at that?
Yes, it is. It's a great time to look at that.
I will move my queen.
All right, perfect. Yes, I like it.
Okay. Because it adds defense to my knight and my bishop. So now let's think. Well, I feel like my pawns are kind of blocking some of my guys, but maybe not. So normally what I would do before this lesson, I'd probably just move my pawn, like my B or A, B, H pawns.
Okay, so actually, this is one of the times when I want to say that you don't want to take chess rules to the point. So now if you look at whichever pawn you want to move, right, like B3 or A3, as long as it doesn't lose a piece, I would say they're totally fine pawns to move. So why I was saying that earlier, that you don't really want to move those pawns, was because in that kind of position where it was a bit more open, like an open position is one in which there are no pawns in the center, you're more at risk of losing material, right? Yeah, but in this position, since there are pawn, I forgot you can't see the highlights, but basically I have a pawn on D5, you have a pawn on D4, right? So basically, my bishops are kind of behind pawns, and that what that means is that the position is considered to be a closed position.
Like for you.
Kind of for both of us. You can't really get a closed position or open position for one or the other. It has to be like either open position completely or a closed position.
But it's like open for you because your bishops can, like, even though they're behind the pawns, like they have free, like they can come to my side, right? They're not blocked.
They're not blocked, right? But can I do anything with my bishop on d6?
No, you could take, but I could take. No, you can.
Right, so you don't have much to worry about in this position, which is why now would be an okay time to make a pawn move.
Oh, okay, I see. All right, well then I would make a pawn move, and I'd probably kind of just, I would like to push my B pawn, because then it would give me the opportunity to, what's it called with the bishop?
Fianchetto.
Fianchetto my bishop.
Yes.
So maybe I would go like, I wouldn't go to B4 though, because then your bishop gets a free pawn because I'm not defended there. So
Exactly. So now you've played B3. I'm going to push C5.
You're going to push C5. Okay. So now you're attacking. I look at your most recent move and you're attacking my D4 pawn, but it's protected. And so it's protected. So, you're attacking with only one piece.
Right. So you actually have it protected twice.
Yes, with my knight as well. So that's fine. I can maybe move. Oh, what do I do here? I can look now. Maybe my knight on C3. No, because that's attacking your pawn. But then you can just take my knight, and that trade's not worth it. Maybe I could panchetto. Wait, panchetto?
Yeah, fianchetto.
It's pancetta? That's a dessert.
Oh, I have no idea. But I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. It's like Italian or something. So, so I just say fianchetto. I might not be pronouncing it right, actually. Okay. But don't worry about it.
Okay, so even though like I could put my bishop there, right? But isn't it all blocked by everything? So is it a bad time to put it there?
I mean, your bishop, well, it is blocked, but you can also look at how my bishop on B7 is also blocked, right?
Yeah, I see. So
it's kind of like it's fair that both of our bishops get blocked.
All right. I move. Okay. So now your knight is attacking my pawn. So you applied more pressure because you have two attackers. I have two defenders.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's fianchetto.
Fianchetto.
I got yeah, fianchetto. That makes more sense, probably.
Fianchetto.
Fianchetto, yeah.
So you move your knight to C6, which pressures my pawn again, but now there's like two like attackers and I have two defenders on that piece. Right. So my option is probably to add either a third attacker, or third defender, or I could just take I could take your pawn on C5. But then you have two pieces defending it. But we could just trade pawns here.
Right, exactly. So you don't really have much to worry about in a situation where there's equal amount of pieces attacking your pawn. Like, usually whoever initiates the trade gets the worst end of the deal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, usually.
So I shouldn't initiate it. Oh, so you wouldn't recommend that move?
Yeah, I would not recommend that move.
Well then maybe I could. So if I push my E3 pawn to E4, I'll be attacking your D5 pawn.
Right. But in that case, what about your D4 pawn?
D4 pawn.
Yeah, if you move your E pawn, then
I'm loosening up the defense.
Exactly.
On him, right?
Yes.
Oh, this is where my brain goes boom.
But now this is one of those perfect times when you should think about which of your pieces hasn't moved yet.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, my rook.
Your rook on A1 hasn't moved yet.
Yeah, so let's develop the rook and maybe put him to D1 because that would back up my bishop, but my bishop's already defended. So maybe back up the queen.
Well, usually, so what you want to do is you want to put one rook on D1 and one rook on E1. So you don't have a squished rook on F1 that doesn't do much.
Oh, okay. So that's usually the goal, to get him right into the center?
Yes.
Okay, D1.
All right. Okay, so now I would like you to go for your bishop.
Oh, you're going for my bishop. Okay, well, you're only attacking him once.
Right.
So, and I have 2 defenders on him, so it's fine.
Yeah, it is fine. It is fine. There's nothing to be afraid about.
Okay.
It's like a personal kind of thing. Usually in chess, people prefer having the pair bishops over not having. So basically, like having 2 bishops and your opponent doesn't have one of her bishops is like usually considered a good thing. But you honestly don't need to worry about it a whole lot right now.
What do you mean? Like just to have both of them?
Yeah, having both of the bishops is considered a good thing. It's considered better than having both of your knights.
Okay, I see. Even though they have the same point value.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
right.
because bishops can just go for a little bit further than knights can in one move.
Okay. So I would say here, I mean, you're attacking my bishop, but he's defended, so maybe I can go and attack. See, this is like, I'm always unsure of when to like go on the offense. I'm afraid it'll weaken my defense because there's so much to think about. So I'm a little like, okay. Oh, I could just move my bishop altogether. But he's defending nothing.
Yeah. So you're actually doing really, really well. I just want to let you know that. Like, so far, this position is really, it's totally fine for you. I just wouldn't really move your bishop right now because it doesn't have a lot of squares to go to.
I see. Okay. So, well, I could move my rook to E1. You said it's good to have them on D1 and E1?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right. So when I take your bishop, I want you to be really, really careful.
Oh, okay. So I have 3 options to defend with or to take your knight.
Yeah.
Well, I could take it with my queen. Well, I think it's good to keep the rooks connected. So don't take it with my rook because they're bros. So then if I take your knight with my pawn, it's bad because you don't want double pawns.
Yes, that's great.
So I take it with my queen.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, that's awesome.
Here. Okay. Let's see. So you moved your rook now. Well, I've moved all my pieces now. Feels like. Maybe. Okay, what happens if I move my? So here is like my thoughts are like. Here I think of every possibility that I can move every single piece. And then I get overwhelmed.
Yeah, so, okay, so first of all, you're a really, really fast learner. Like, you haven't lost any material. You didn't even need me to, like, tell you about it. So that's really, really impressive. Okay, so now comes, like, a huge part of chess where it's like, okay, you've survived the opening. You haven't lost many pieces. You haven't lost any pieces, actually. So now what do you do? And the usual answer, there's no, like, common answer to this question because it really depends on the position. But basically, you've moved everything, right? Now is when you might want to start considering pushing your pawns.
Oh, okay, I see. So you wouldn't recommend starting to like initiate the trades?
Well, it really depends. I mean, honestly, it's like more of a preference thing than it is like an objective kind of thing. But so basically, yeah. Now I'll leave it to you because you have like a few good moves here you can play. All right.
How about that?
That's a good move. That's a perfectly good move.
Because he's defended 2 places.
Exactly. So as long as you're always making sure your pieces are protected, it's not like a huge deal about what you're playing.
Okay. Makes sense. All right. So now, would I push more pawns? Oh, sorry, that was a misclick. Can we? Is there a way to undo that or no?
I don't think I don't actually know if I'm able to give you an.
I'll just
but it's okay. It's okay. A G3.
It's not a bad move.
It's not a bad move. It doesn't lose anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now is one of those times when it's like I also have to decide myself what I want to play in this position because yeah, I have the same issues as you do, right? Like, I've moved all of my pieces now. I just finished playing Rook E8, so that means all of my pieces have moved now once. But now, what am I going to do? So here, I'm going to play 94, actually.
Okay, and I realized something. So my F3 knight doesn't have anything protecting it, but it's okay in that case, right? Because nothing was attacking it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm sure you didn't want to play G3, so there's nothing to say about that. But yes,
now
G3 is not the best. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're attacking. You're attacking my knight, but it has but I'm defending it with my bishop. You're attacking my pawn, but I'm defending it with my king, which is okay. I mean, it's not. I'm not sure how good it is to, like, how important it is to keep your king on the first rank.
Yeah. Usually, you never move your king until the queens are off the board.
Oh, good to know. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you're attacking my pawn. So everything is blocked pretty much. So your king can't really do anything. I can attack your king with my queen, but you'll eat my queen, so that's bad. So I guess I just let your king be, or sorry, your knight.
Yeah, you can let my knight be. Especially, you don't want to take knight takes e4 right now. Can you tell why?
Oh, because your pawn will eat my knight.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe I'll just push a pawn.
All right, you can keep pushing the pawns. So now is when you have to be really, really careful, because if you push too many pawns, that means your like pawn structure becomes a little bit less safe. So just like how we want to keep our like pieces protected, the higher the pawns go, right? Oh my god, thank you so much, Nicola. Thank you. So the higher the pawns go, the more unsafe it kind of becomes. Like, does that make sense? Like,
yeah, because all my pawns right now are defending something, or they're like, yeah. But as soon as I start trying to progress them forward, then they can't go backwards, like you said. So then I get weaker.
And also, you would much rather prefer to not move the pawns in front of your king, because that means your king is getting like feeling a little airy. Like it had its little blanket fort around it, but now like we're lifting that blanket slowly up.
Okay, but I'm also scared of is it the back rank checkmate or the...
back rank checkmate. Okay, so back rank checkmate, as long as you have like one pawn pushed up, like the G pawn or the H pawn, then you'll be fine. There's usually not going to be a back rank checkmate outside of that.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Okay, so here actually I do have to think about my own move. Okay, so this is the part where it becomes really complicated, a little bit complicated, because you have pushed already your G pawn. So this is it's going to be a little bit dangerous.
Okay, so your queen is now threatening a few of my pieces. My pawn on h4, but he's protected. My knight. Wait. Okay, so my other pawn is protected. So your queen right now is coming after my my knight. So I have to find a way to either move the knight or defend. Yeah, move or defend against.
Right. So if you move the knight, what's the main issue?
Now he's no longer protecting my pawn on d4.
Okay.
Or but not really h4, because there's already a pawn protecting it.
All right, but then there's also, you have to consider what my queen, if your knight's not there, just like sort of try to visualize the knight not being there. What would happen if your knight was not there?
He's gonna check my king.
Yes, exactly. Okay, that's awesome. So you're seeing all of these things really easily. You just got to, like, on one of these things, just think a little bit, just a tiny bit more about like what happens if I move my piece away, because sometimes it's not so easy, right? Like, I'm attacking your knight. First thought would be to just move the knight away, but then you do have to consider if there's something behind your piece potentially, for example, that could be taken.
I see. Okay, my move here maybe would be move my queen back to e2.
Okay, that's a perfectly good move.
Okay. Yeah, and then that would prevent your queen from taking my knight.
Yes. Okay, I really, really like this move. All right, you're giving me a lot of trouble in this game.
That's my job.
Yes. Okay, so now I'm also like at the same dilemma, right? I'm like, okay, do I push a pawn? Do I need to move some of my pieces? Yeah, if you run out of time in this position, don't worry. We'll just keep continuing it in the analysis board.
Okay, cool. So my turn or your turn?
It's my turn still. Yeah, I'm just still thinking. Sorry, chat. I'm unable to give her more time today. I'm not sure why. Yeah, so now I have to think too, actually. This is... Alright, I was thinking about c takes d4. What would you play after c takes d4?
Say that one more time.
What would you play if I played pawn takes d4?
Pawn takes d4. Well, if you took it with you take it with your c5 pawn, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, then I would just, in exchange, I would take your pawn with my e3 pawn.
All right, but if you do that, do you notice any of your pieces that are unprotected or weaker protected?
Well, Well, I feel like it's. Well, I feel like the answer is yes, but I don't see it because I think the e3 pawn isn't protecting anything except the piece that already got eaten.
Okay. So when I play c takes d4.
Oh wait, the queen. Wait, no. Sorry, continue.
No. I want to hear. I want to hear what you think. What you're thinking.
Well, I thought like maybe just how the knight is protecting. Like you want to keep a piece in front of the queen to like block it from getting taken. So
right, but the queen's already doing that job, right?
Yeah. So I realized that. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much for chess.com for adding time.
Chess.com.
Thank you. Yeah. So basically, if I play c takes d4. You gotta be really, really careful because after that... Okay, wait. I'm gonna play it, okay? But okay. I want you to not make a move yet. I want you to first think. So it's easier if the move's already played. So if I play c takes d4 now. So just think once again. I'm gonna give you the hint that knight takes d4 is not the best move. But I still want you to find out why and what is white's best move.
So, well, I thought it was that... I knew that knight wasn't the right one because you were just talking about how... then your queen can check my king.
Oh, but that's not the reason anymore. There's a different reason.
Oh, different reason. No reason. Yeah, but isn't that still part of the reason?
Not really anymore because if I take, you just win the knight.
My queen. Oh yeah,
your queen's protected. Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah. So now there's a new reason.
There is a new reason. Chess is really difficult, and every single move, I'm like you have to give people problems.
Okay. Well, now now you've threatened my knight on c3 and my pawn. So so now it's okay. And so you're threatening my pieces, and so I need to defend my pieces. Or you're attacking too. You forked my pieces.
Basically, yeah, it's kind of like that. It's actually more of a discovered attack because also look at
your rug.
Yeah, my rug is also attacking your knight.
Oh my god! You see, this is exactly what happens to me all the time. All the time. I'll be so focused on the middle part of the board, and then something will happen in the middle, right? And I won't look that.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry. I do it all the time too. I'm like, oh wait, my opponent can checkmate and one from the queen on the opposite side of the board. Yeah. It literally happens all the time. Don't worry. Okay,
so your rook is now attacking my knight. Which is but however, okay. So your rook on c8 and your pawn on d4 are both attacking. They're attacking my knight, and I only have one piece defending.
Yeah, exactly.
So my goal is to add another defender, essentially. Yeah. So I think I could move my rook up to d3.
Well, if you move your rook up to d3, like, do I have to take your knight with my rook or my knight?
Wait, do you have to take my rook?
I mean, sorry, do I have to take your knight with either a knight or should I take your knight? Okay, so basically, sorry, I'm really screwing this up. But how many pieces can I basically take your knight with right now?
Right now, you can take it with 2 pieces.
Add one more to that.
More? Oh my god, 3!
Yeah, they're 3.
I gotta go. I gotta move my knight to attack your knight now.
Well, you have to be really, really careful about that. Which one are you thinking?
I'm thinking my knight on c3 maybe attacks your knight on Okay, well, here's my thought. So c3 knight takes e4 knight, and then, however, my pawn is now exposed. Oh, that's bad. Wait, no, that's not that bad, because then your rook takes my pawn, my queen can take your rook. Okay, that's all wrong, is it?
So basically, I think you're getting on the right track. So now you have to move your knight, right?
Yeah.
Basically,
yeah.
So where is a place where you can move your knight that, you know, solves all of your issues basically like immediately? And this is one of those times when I want you to think about, like, I know there's so many things I'm telling you, but this is one of those times when you want to look at checks and captures.
Well, all the places I can move. So, I could move it to b5. And
okay.
that threatens your bishop, which is protected by nothing.
It's protected by my knight.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
But it's still a really good observation.
Yeah, so there's that. I could move it to d5, and that threatened. Oh no, but you can just take it with your so no to d5 because your pawn would just take. I could take your knight.
Right.
But yeah. Wait. Yeah. So isn't that pretty good?
Yeah. So taking my knight is pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So exactly. So whenever you are like having a little bit of trouble with your pieces, you always want to look for things to take because that simplifies the position, right?
I realize though, then you just take. Oh, we trade.
Yeah, it's a trade. It's a fair trade, and that's totally fine. We accept fair trades here.
Okay, fair trade. So then.
All right.
So, yeah.
So now you have another issue, right? Like it's just issue after
issue. It never ends. Okay. Yeah. So I guess this is where like it's hard to continue to think about like every piece protected, that's where this is kind of the situation where
I know. It gets like a little bit difficult because it's like you can do this for the first 10 moves, but then after that it becomes really difficult to like keep focus. Yeah, keep track. The position gets super complicated. I know, but you're doing amazing. Don't worry, you're doing really amazing.
Thanks. How about knight to d4 here, and then your queen is like tempted to take it, right? But my bishop is here saying no.
Exactly.
So I'm thinking that's the move.
Yes, knight takes d4. That's exactly correct. All right, you're playing like an 1800 for sure, easily.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So now your bishop is here, and I look at what it's threatening, my pawn on g3, but that's defended. It's now attacking my knight on d4. But if you take that, I take with my bishop, but then I would lose 2 pieces. Right?
Sorry, what are you looking at?
Wait, so if your bishop on e5 takes my... Wait, it's my turn.
It is your turn. Yes, it is your turn.
This isn't confusing. Okay, so it's my turn. So right now your bishop is threatening my knight, but I'm threatening it back.
Right, exactly.
So that's fine. You're attacking once, and my pawn can take. So your bishop's not really that scary to me.
Yep.
So now I'm thinking what's the best play here? Do I go offensive? Do I push a pawn? Do I look for any free pieces I can take from you? And, yeah.
Well, basically, so now, once again, right, you're not too sure about what you're supposed to do, but I'm not really threatening anything.
Right.
So now is actually a pretty good time to push a pawn. But you got to pick the right pawn to push.
Yes. So let's push the pawn that's defending the least of things. So let's not push.
Right. So which pawn should you push?
I should definitely not push e3. Wait, I can't.
Yeah. Well, e3 is unpushable, right?
Okay. Right. So let's not push. I could push. I mean, h4 is fine. Oh, but I shouldn't because then it's not protected anymore.
Yeah.
So I want to keep a pawn protected. So
right.
maybe C2 to C3.
Yeah, so C2 to C3 is good.
Or
I
C4.
would actually, yeah, C4 is even better because you don't want to block your bishop, right? Like if you put your pawn on C3, then your bishop on B2 would no longer be, have an open diagonal.
And it's protected now.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so you move your rook to now threaten now you're attacking my knight.
Right.
But my knight you're attacking only with one piece, and my knight is defended by two pieces. So if you take, then, so you're not really attacking me still.
Exactly. We all have 3 pieces each, right? Like I got 3 pieces on your knight. You've got 3 pieces defending your knight. So that just means that you will actually come up with extra material if I decide to. No, it'd be a fair trade if I decide to take.
You're attacking me with 3 pieces?
Well, technically the queen behind the bishop also counts. But that's the only reason, yeah. So, think about it this way. If your bishop wasn't there, I'd actually be able to take the last time on d4, and that would mean I would win material. But since you have 3 as well, you have the last take. So you would win material, actually, if I took. Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
yeah, so it's a lot. It's a lot.
Okay. So then we're chilling. And I can move my queen. No. Well, now I would go back to the same process last time. Maybe do we push another pawn? But then not really, because if I push any pawns, they stop protecting each other. Oh, no. F2 to F. Oh, no, but he's protecting 2 pawns.
Yeah, so I would be really scared, right, by pushing the F pawn because he's protecting 2 pawns. Exactly. Your thought process is so good. It's so good. Honestly, I think chat can take a lesson from this thought process.
I got you, chat. Okay. So then, what the fork do we do?
Okay, yeah. So now it's once again, right? So we're back in this process of, okay, well, now I don't really have any good pawn pushes, but which of my pieces haven't really moved in the last few moves?
You haven't moved your pawns.
I mean, for you, yeah.
My pieces.
Yes.
My rooks have been chilling in D1 and E1 for a long time.
Exactly. So are they really defending anything?
Each other and the king.
Yeah.
And also, my knight.
Yes. So now would be a really good time actually to play rook D2. And you want to play your rook E to D1 because you're trying to double up on this D file in order to get some control of it.
On trying to double up on what?
The D file. Wait, have you heard files and ranks?
Oh, D file.
Yeah, D file.
I'm not too familiar with files.
Okay.
I had learned it yesterday. I watched a YouTube video. Ranks are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and files are the letters.
Exactly. So ranks are the ones that go across, and files are the ones that go vertical.
Okay, so you said move. It's good to move that and then I want to move my other rook to D1. To D1. So you kind of always want them next.
Rooks always belong more or less together somehow. You don't want one rook on E1 and one rook on B5. That's never good. Rooks really belong together.
So,
all right, here she goes again, chat.
Standard. Okay. Oh, so he's attacking this. So obviously I just go defend it.
10 plus 5 is 10 minutes plus 5 seconds.
And I take control of the center. Right. Okay. Wow.
Oh no.
Pull this bishop out.
Her opponent just played Spanish. But
I'm defending, so I'm kind of chilling. He's attacking with 1 piece.
Oh no.
And I have 2 defense.
No.
So is it a bad time to go
okay,
this?
D6, D6.
With a piece?
D6 is the right move here.
It's that's a very bold move. You know what? It's just
I wasn't expecting anybody at an 800 level.
Just go with the center. I'm talking too much. I'm deciding too much. Here we go. Okay, no more of this. Here we go. Oh boy.
Rye Lopez isn't bad.
And you know what? I'm going with my gut. He's
Oh, she played the right move.
Yeah, made him move a piece twice. Okay, so that's fine.
Okay.
I would say
the only issue is nobody really plays the Rye Lopez at this level. I always expect to be able to play the Italian, and everyone's last time they were don't teach Box the Italian. I mean the Spanish, but he doesn't need to know that. And now somebody plays the Spanish. I'm oh god.
This isn't hanging because of.
Okay, it's fine.
Wait,
yeah, I want to teach everybody to play the Rye Lopez because I play it personally.
Is this
but
my queen's
okay, queen takes D5 is really good here. Queen takes d5.
If I put my queen there, I take a pawn. His knight, he can't attack me. I'm gonna just do it.
Okay, this is good.
I'm not supposed to move my queen early, according to the videos I watched.
She's doing well. She's doing well.
You know what?
Yeah, so Rye Lopez is my favorite opening.
Center of the board, ready to unleash.
You guys have probably heard me explain it to Box last time.
I think, right?
I think the opponent might be smurfing.
He's shaking. Uh-oh. Okay, so I think we retreat. We say, just kidding.
Okay, now Queen E6 is probably the best move. We just want to put the queen somewhere where it won't
but
get
I don't need to
attacked.
put him all the way back. We can put her.
She's
here.
doing well, Isotome. She's doing really well.
Or I can't go here. Over here. Oh no, I blocked my bishop. Frick.
Oh no. I've been playing the Rye Lopez since I was 5 years old.
Okay. He's moving so weird. He's not playing normally. I feel like he's not fighting for the center. I'm
gonna take that
by these moves. But let's look at what he's attacking. He's attacking this. He's attacking this, but I'm protecting here. He's attacking this, but I'm protecting that. Okay. He's now attacking that piece, though. He's defended.
Now would be a good time to take.
He's attacking this piece, and I have one defense. And he has 2 attackers, so I need to bring up my defense.
I mean, Fuslie is so good. Like you know, I don't think he's cheating. I think he's smurfing, author. He's starting on a new account or something, which is fair. But this guy, he might also just, I don't know, man. I can't explain. Fuslie's last opponent,
because that doesn't block my knight.
Also had last game. Fuslie's opponent had 88% accuracy, guys.
So let's see. Attacking. Okay, we're defending. Our goals right now, we need to eventually connect the rook bros. So we have to develop our pieces towards the center.
I'm scared of D takes E5.
Look at the pieces that haven't been used yet. I haven't moved this guy. I haven't moved him.
Calcubra, this guy plays better than I do, honestly.
So
he plays better than I do.
Look for opportunities to move them.
I don't know how I feel about this game, honestly.
What do you do? Oh, that's fine, right? Oh my god, he ate something.
Should I just
for free?
I don't know how I feel about this.
Disaster. Oh, actually, it's not a disaster.
Oh no, the queen! No.
We just trade.
No, the queen on D7. That's a Botes Gambit. Oh,
this is so scary. Oh, queen! I'm gonna take the queen. Wait, but then I'm gonna take her queen.
He took with the queen.
Like this is freaking me out. Calm down, dude. Okay, so queens are gone.
Wait, what?
That's fine.
Okay, it's fine. It's we're all good. We're all good.
Push this because I'm still fighting for the center.
Oh god. Okay, I literally cannot comment on this game anymore. I don't know what's going on. I cannot smurf.
Oh my god, it's a contest.
Not smurfing.
He's attacking this, but I'm defending. He's attacking. We're chilling. He's attacking
oh my god.
I'm defending with my king, but that's bad. I don't want to defend with my king because then I can't castle. So how about I defend with my rook? That's an option. I can defend with my rook.
I can't deal with this.
Ooh, I kind of like that. Hold on, let's think about this. And he's gonna get to closer to his rook bro anyway.
Okay, now's a good time to take the bishop and just castle. I don't care anymore. Just castle somehow.
Wait, he can attack this right now, but I'm like
hyperventilating here.
Yeah, you know.
Right.
So I think it's just this.
Okay, so now the issue is that if her opponent plays rook there, her opponent will play f or just take the bishop.
I think that's the play. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, we are tied. Okay.
Oh god.
He's stumped. Because attack, defense, right? I lose a knight, he loses a bishop. Way worse. I feel like this guy's bad. So
she should have taken the bishop. She should have castled. She should have castled.
You know?
It's okay. It's okay.
He needs to chill. He is stressing me out. So right now he's attacking. Boom, boom.
This is a lot. Okay, I'm drinking my bubble tea.
And then like this. But he's not really. Oh, here. That's a big thing. Okay, he moved his rook out. Okay, first of all, let me look. He's attacking this, but I have 2 things defending it, so that's fine.
Please take the bishop. Just take the bishop or the knight.
He connected his
capture
rook.
something.
I think it's a good time to castle, actually. Because so what if he takes my bishop?
Taking the knight is fine, actually. So I think maybe taking the knight is actually better. Okay, castling.
God, I'm scared.
Okay, so now the issue is that her opponent has bishop takes f6. I wonder how many times her opponent can blunder.
So maybe he takes that. I take that. I want to like capitalize on this. I feel
oh my god, I just coughed
his
my
king is all like.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah,
I just literally coughed my
if I move...
Bubble tea out.
No. His rook is all protecting him.
The knight on c3 is not hanged, but if she played bishop takes c3 last move, then her opponent would have played bishop. Oh no, her opponent saw it. No.
Okay, we talked about the situation. I'm prepared for it. Easy.
It's not that easy to teach skewers.
My king. Oh my god, I double rook. Oh my god, I mean, double pawned. Oh, we don't like that situation.
It's okay. I mean, between that and her bishop, her losing her bishop.
Ideal. I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have gotten more on that one.
This is beautiful.
So I'm not in like the most ideal position.
Okay, now's the perfect time take. Please. Bishop.
Okay, so he's attacking two.
Take the bishop.
Here.
Okay, but she needs to take the bishop. She needs to spot which pieces she can take. She knows this. She knows this.
That's a fork.
Oh, she might know those. She know this.
What I could do is I could either move a piece. Both of them are not. They're free? I can't believe they're both hanging right now. Wait, why can't I go on the offense and take his bishop?
Yes!
It's a hanging bishop. No?
Oh no, she saw it. Yes! Oh my god, yes!
Okay, because we always check for free pieces.
Yes, she knows this. She knows this.
Don't we are up. We're positive.
This is awesome.
Just I expect everyone to play perfectly and then win. So I'm like, okay. Okay.
Hell yeah.
He shook.
She did it, guys. She did it.
His head. Uh-oh.
Okay, that's another free piece, though, right? Like she knows. She knows.
Takes a pawn. I can take a pawn. I could take a pawn. He can't take.
I coach Pugapo, but I don't coach in real time. This is why I don't coach in real time. This is like watching basketball, but I can't yell at teammates.
This piece, but then I can take in this piece, which I can take. Pawn, free pawn. We're still up.
Well, she had a free knight, but it's okay.
Oh my god,
it's okay.
I can take a rook. Oh my god, but rook can take rook.
It's okay. It's all right.
I don't know.
I am a Raptors fan, yes. It's fine. She got a free pawn at least. She got something free.
Oh my god.
She can still take the knight. She can still take
that. This.
She could take the knight. She could take the knight. She could take the knight. She could see it. She could see it. She could see it.
For free? It couldn't be.
For free? It's free? It's free! It's free! She's literally not expected to be free. Okay, now she can take it. She can take it.
Oh no, that was so bad. Terrible. What? He resigned!
Oh my god, that was amazing! Yes, I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you.
Oh, I had one mistake, 4 blunders, and 1 missed win.
It's all right. Don't worry about that part. Don't worry about it. That was a really intense game for everybody.
Yeah, he went crazy.
I'm really, really proud of you. Like, I was worried there for a moment you wouldn't take on A4 because I know I've given a lot of attention to defending your pieces, but I'm so glad you were checking like, oh, what can I capture? I'm so happy. So this opening, you have to actually know it. So this is the problem with openings, right? Like if your opponent plays something you've never seen before, it's a little bit of an issue because it's a little bit difficult to deal with. But so after bishop a6, you played the best move, a4. And don't worry at all. You played great. So now this is called the Rye Lopez. It's also called the Spanish.
Okay.
Yes. So it's a very specific opening. Sorry. It started in like 1500s. So it's a really old opening too. So basically, in most of these openings, you don't want to push d5 as black. And that's because of after in your game, e takes d5, queen takes d5, your opponent got knight c3, right?
Right.
And you have to move your queen twice.
Yeah.
And we don't like moving our queen twice, nor do we like helping our opponent develop their pieces.
Right.
Yeah. So you do really, really want to be careful about pushing d5. There's a lot of reasons about why not to push d5. That's only one of them. I don't want to go super in depth, but basically you should know that d5 is dangerous because your king is still in the center. And, you know, he's got a bishop, he's got a knight aimed at your center, and you only have like a queen, right? Defending everything. So, yeah, basically you have to be really, really careful when playing d5. So the actual move here goes knight f6.
Oh.
Right. So before we want to do anything in the center of the board, we want to first start putting our pieces out.
And before prioritizing center control?
Well, we're also prioritizing center control, right? So with this knight move on f6, we are taking e4, sorry, and we're also protecting d5.
Got it. So it both develops and defends those center squares.
Exactly. So you really want to be careful about pushing e5. Pushing e5 is totally great. Pushing e5 is perfect. But you really want to be careful about pushing d5 when your opponent has a pawn on e4. Right. But if your opponent plays d4, right, the same thing applies. You want to push d5, and then you don't want to push e5.
So you never want to push them together because they don't protect each other.
Exactly. They don't protect each other. Exactly. That's correct. But you also don't want to play so passively like in the previous game where you played d6 and then you let your opponent push both. So you really do have to balance it out. Like, I know it's so many things that you got to remember, but you're doing really well.
Oh my God. I feel like my brain doubled in size.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that. So after knight f6, your opponent usually plays castle. Then you play bishop e7. You're just developing as well. And now your opponent plays rook e1 to protect his pawn on e4.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And now what you play here is b5. And you play b5 because now your opponent's actually... So now that her e4 pawn is protected, if you play bishop takes c6... Okay, so let's say you castle, right? And
wait, this is hypothetical, right?
This is hypothetical.
Okay, I didn't think I castled. Okay, yeah.
Okay, but this is like something that might happen because this is actually like an opening people like kind of learn beforehand and play.
Okay.
So you do want to remember like up to move 8. I'm going to show you 8 moves, and that's all I want you to remember.
Okay, got it. So can we start it from the beginning?
Yes, let's do that. All right. So e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6. Okay, you know this much.
Yes.
Bishop b5. Okay, so this is where you played a6. Totally great move. You're basically seeing where your opponent's bishop will go. So I do want to tell you, if your opponent takes on c6 and you play d takes c6. Okay, the reason for this, even though you usually want to capture towards the center, controlling the center, right? There's a very specific reason here, because after if your opponent tries to take, the pawn on e5, you want to play queen d4. And this, now you're attacking both the pawn on e4 and the knight on e5.
Okay, is that part of the opening?
Yes, this is part of the opening too. But this is
the opening isn't like 8 specific moves. It's like 8 variations, or what is it by, like, first 8 moves?
So basically, an opening is like a whole set of different lines and variations that all comprise of this opening. So this is move 3, bishop b5, is where the Spanish starts. So this is officially called the Spanish.
Oh, so when bishop from f1 goes to e5?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
I actually have tried this opening myself without realizing it had a name.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, it's a really, really good opening, but I'm showing you this because it's really easy to go wrong as black in these openings. Yeah. So it's a lot of theory that I'm not going to tell you about, but basically this opening goes a6, and now we know why bishop takes c6 is not good, right? Because first of all, he's giving up his bishop for your knight, which you like. And he can't take on e5 because you can play queen d4, which takes this pawn. So he has to either defend his knight or his pawn. He's probably going to defend his knight, and then you can just take on e4.
Got it. Okay,
yes.
That makes sense.
Okay.
So the proper move when he pushes the bishop is to push a6?
Yes, yeah. On bishop b6 to push a6.
So I did that, right?
Yes, yeah, you did it. That was great. I really liked it.
Okay.
Yeah, so after bishop a4... Chat, I'm not showing her theory. I just want her to be able to play these first few moves like in a logical manner. So I already explained why d5 is not the best, right? Because your king's still in the center. You don't want to open up the position where your king's still in the center because of all these like little tricks and stuff your opponent has. And also because if your opponent takes, it forces you to move your queen twice, and we do not like that.
Yeah, so I did that, right? I did d5.
Yeah, you did d5. So we don't want to push d5 because this stuff will happen. Yeah, so basically, you know, if you're not pushing a pawn in the opening, right? What else can you do?
Develop your other pieces.
Exactly. And a very logical piece to develop right now would be knight f6 because you're going to threaten e4.
Yep.
And so, yeah, here your opponent castles, and you cannot take here because this is similar to pushing d5. It opens up, it opens up this file for your opponent's rook, and your king is like right underneath his rook, right? So this is also not good.
Right. Wait, is this what happened?
This is not what happened, but this is just a warning in case you get, because you can see it's a free pawn here. Like e4 is an unprotected pawn. I just don't want you to get tempted to take that pawn because yeah, because then your opponent will. I really don't want to go into like deeper analysis of this because it gets long and really tired, like really long. But all you have to know is that this is not a good idea. Like white is a lot better in this position.
Okay.
So bishop e7, we just protect soundly, and now basically white like has to protect his pawn at some point, so he decides to play rook e1, which is also a natural developing move for him. Right. So now what black needs to do is to play b5, because if you don't play b5 and you play, for example, short castle, then your opponent can play bishop takes c6, and now he can take on e5, and if you go queen d4, he can move his knight back, and you can no longer take on e4.
Right. That didn't happen. Nope.
Yes, this didn't happen. Okay, so I know I went a little fast there, but this is the idea. So the idea is that you play b5, so your opponent is unable to take your knight on c6, so you don't lose the pawn on e5.
Right. Oh, right, because that guy's defending the pawn.
Exactly. Your knight. If you let your opponent take your knight, the only piece that's defending the pawn, then that won't be good for you, right? Like you don't want to lose it. Yeah. So once again, I'm so sorry. It's a lot of stuff. I'm
I'm actually still absorbing so much information.
Okay. I'm like cramming, like you know, 3 years.
I procrastinated.
This is like I'm like cramming 3 years of chess into 3 hours.
I'm absorbing.
Okay. This is great. Yeah. So after bishop b3, what would be a logical move now for black?
After bishop b3, now, well, let's see. We could, now he's attacking, bishop is attacking my pawn, and he's attacking my, okay, so maybe we can move our rook to f, to defend, to add a layer of defense, maybe.
Okay, but what's a more natural way of doing that? How do you develop and do that at the same time?
Oh, I see. Develop and do that at the same time. Oh, well, develop and move the rook?
Yeah, so do you remember the 3 rules of the opening?
Yes. Center, develop, and castle!
Yeah, there we go! There we go!
Oh, wow. Yes, castle.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now basically your rook is both defending on f7, right? And you also have your king safe now.
Ah, wow. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah. So this is an amazing way to defend, right? And I know you know castling, so this is probably just too much information overloading your brain. You're doing amazing, by the way. You're going through like the list of everything I told you on every single move, and you're doing like in a really short time span too. So
trying.
Yeah. So it's really, really good. I really like it. So yeah, castling is a very natural move. First of all, you're defending both your pawn, and you also getting your king to safety. So this is the part where I'm like, I'll move. It's already move 7, so I don't want to go much further than this. Yeah. But basically, your idea is to just start developing naturally, right? Like you'll play d6 at some point. You'll choose to put your bishop either on b7 or on g4, and after that, you just have to kind of do the rook bros thing. Try to not get your, try to not lose pieces, and then try to eventually, put your piece rook on e8, d8, and maybe push c6 and d5 at some point. It's a lot, but don't worry about it at all. As long as you
I get it. Like before, I felt like I knew how to do like a couple of the first beginning moves, and then I get completely lost. But you gave me like a lot of direction, like rook bros, castling, pushing, when to push pawns, and like before I was moving my pieces to develop them with no meaning. Like I'm like, I gotta move my bishop out. But
yes. Okay, so I'm glad. So basically, every single move in the opening does actually have like a bit of a plan behind it. It can be a little bit hard to see, but especially in the Rye Lopez, I think the Rye Lopez is a great opening to learn for beginners, even though it's a little weird because like each move you make has a meaning. Like knight f6 is played on so not d5, right? Move 4 knight f6 is very important. To first of all, it's a natural developing move. You really want to castle as soon as you can in all of these kinds of positions. And second of all, playing knight f6 also puts pressure on your opponent's center. So this is a much better way than playing d5 to attack your opponent's center because it develops and you're also going to get castling.
Got it. Makes sense.
Yes.
I guess the struggle then is like the middle end game, but that's kind of really hard because it's all dependent on like because your pieces are all over the place and it feels kind of like you just have to spot if they left a hanging piece and take advantage of their mess up.
Yes.
Your job is like to not mess up.
Yeah.
Until they mess up and then
exactly. So I mean, basically, what you've done is really really good, right? Like, okay, let's go back to your game because I think that's a good example. So there were a lot of mistakes here, but that's not your fault exactly. That's because you didn't know this opening and then you played d5, and this is already a hard position to play. So after here, so in this position, when your queen went back to d7, your opponent could have actually taken on e5. Oh wait, yeah, your opponent could have taken on e5 because you can't play knight takes e5 since he has bishop takes d7.
Oh, so he messed up there.
He messed up there, yes.
Oh, he could have done. Oh my gosh! And he could take my queen. So then, I would have lost a pawn there.
So this is called a pin. The bishop from a4. Yeah, that's a pin. So you play d4. Okay. Now I would have highly recommended you to just take on d4. So because he was both threatening to push d5, and he's also threatening to take once again on e5. So once again, if you're getting to like these little like troublesome positions where you feel a little bit of pressure, it's always a good idea to go and just capture things.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I was overthinking, I'm like, oh my God, am I going to do it? Because I'm scared to be the first person to.
Right. Okay. So no. So don't worry about exchanges being bad. Don't worry about that part. I want you to forget that part for now. So exchanges are really only bad if it's like in that position when we had so many pawns in the center of the board, right? Like you had pawn on e3, you had a pawn on d4, you had a pawn on c4, all those pawns. That's the only time when it's bad, when there's so many pawns in the center of the board. But if it's one of these kind of situations where you're like more or less forced to, then it's always good to just simplify the position.
Okay. Okay. Good. Well, less pieces on the board, less thinking I have to do.
Exactly, right? Exactly. So if there are less pieces on the board, then it'll be simpler for you to play. Okay, so this part got really interesting. Oops, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Okay, so here it got interesting because after d takes e5, you have to move your, you have to move your bishop basically, because this way you only lose the pawn on e5, right? But with what you did, what do you think White could play here?
The knight could take my knight.
Okay, that's one idea.
Okay, his bishop can take my queen.
Yes, exactly. Okay.
Really leave that?
Yeah, it's all right. Don't worry. You're tired. You've had a long day of chess, a really long day of chess. So I totally understand. But the whole point is that you were able, right now, right? Like I asked you simply and you saw it in like 2 seconds. That's what really, really matters. So in the game, I firmly believe like if you haven't played like 6 hours of chess already today, right? You'd be able to spot this. So I think
he didn't take it.
Yeah, he didn't take it exactly. So we actually have a name for this. When you blunder your queen, it's called the Botes Gambit, and it's named after Alex Botes, like one of the main founder of this channel.
Wait, really?
Yeah, she blunders her queen a lot. So you don't want to Botes Gambit. You do not want to Botes Gambit.
Oh my, wait, so this would be called, I would have Botes Gambit.
Yeah, you would have Botes Gambit if you were. Yes, exactly. So you definitely do not. You know, it's pretty hard to come back from a Botes Gambit. This is what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he rejected the Botes Gambit, which is called. So now, you know, he had another turn to do it, but
oh my gosh.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This is the Botes Gambit decline. He took with the queen, and I was like, okay, well, he could have just taken with the bishop, and you would have just lost your queen, as you would know, but he took with the queen. So now the position is fine again. Oh, thank you so much, Campo. Thank you.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, but it's okay. Don't worry about it. Once again, you're doing great. Yeah, so here I think I would have really liked, you know, you played Knight f6, which is not bad, but I would have been terrified of Rook e1 here because this is a pin on your bishop and you can't move it.
Wait, even if he did that, oh wait, so what should I have done here?
So what I would have personally done here is either castle. Wait, do you know how to castle long?
Oh, no, wait, is it the same thing?
Okay, so you can castle on both sides of the board.
Oh, so you pull it all the way and then it goes over one?
So basically, so whenever you castle, right, you drop the king 2 squares to the left or the right of it. So if I'm going to castle, for example, on the king side, you put your king to g8.
Right.
Skipping over f8. So if you're going to castle on the queen side, so this side is the queen side because there were originally queens on d8 and d1. So basically anything from this side over is the queen side. So if you drop the king on c8, then that's long castle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so we should have long castled there.
Yes, we should have long castled here because this is a really, really good move. Oh, thank you so much, Shane. I'm glad everyone's enjoying my coaching. I'm really glad.
It's great.
Thank you. Yeah, so you should have long castle here. So I'm totally aware that you didn't know there was actually both short and long, and I guess that, but this is a really good move to, first of all, both protect your bishop, right? Yeah. You've got 2 pieces protecting it, and it also gets your bishop out of this pin.
Oh yeah, so no, because wait, but he's not pinned. The rook isn't there.
Right, but with what you play with Knight f6, right? Your opponent could have played Rook e1.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so long castle gets bishop for bishops. He's kind of chilling by himself, but that's fine.
That's fine, right?
Attacking him.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, once again, with what you played with Knight f6 was very, very logical, but it was just in one of this position. This is the part where it gets hard, right? Because your opponent doesn't have to necessarily attack something to be able to capture it. So if he plays Rook e1, like he's just attacking your bishop, but you can't move it. And that's the scary part. The scary part isn't the fact that he's attacking your bishop. If the king wasn't on e8, you could have moved it easily, right? But your king is still on e8. So that's actually one of the more terrifying parts of this position.
Oh, I see. So it's good. So that's why we castle. So we get rook rows, but we stop the pin on the bishop and we get the king to safety.
Exactly. So the castling applies in most positions. Like if you ever don't know what to do, or if you're like, okay, but what do I do here? As long as your pieces are all protected, it's usually a pretty good call to castle.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's usually my go-to move when I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Like, yes, I can.
I'm glad to hear that. To hear that. Yes. Oh my God! Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. I'm not sure what's happening, but thank you for supporting.
Thank you, Fuslie, for doing this. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So for this one, basically after bishop g5, you also should have probably long castle here. Like you see how you played rook d8 anyways?
Yeah. Wait, I played rook d8. Wait, I never castled?
No. You castled like wait, did you castle this game?
I castled round the other way, right?
You castled short, but you castled so once again, you castle on move 13 after rook d8, but if your opponent had just moved his rook one square over, then he could have taken your bishop again.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm just not used to castling long.
Right.
I'm always like, I can only castle the king's side. And I don't know why it's in my head like that.
Well, I mean, no, I don't think anybody taught you. You could castle all, so I don't blame you at all. Yeah, so if you're gonna move your rook to d8 anyways, right? You might consider putting your king out of the center too.
Oh. What?
Oh, so if you castle long, you also get your rook on d8, which is like what you did in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And you also get your king on c8. So that's like a 2-for-1 deal.
Oh, okay. Just a good reason to castle.
Yeah, we like those. We like those 2-for-1 deals.
Yeah. It's the same thing as like developing and going towards the center. You're like 2-in-1 deal.
Yes.
So this is like another 2-in-1 deal. And a fork is also another 2-in-1 deal.
Exactly. There's a lot of we like 2-in-1 deals in chess.
Okay. Freebies.
Yes. So in this position, I mean, I'm very specifically teaching you to long castle here. So usually I recommend you to castle on the king side. It's usually safer because you can still notice how there's still this diagonal here, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. Oh, I see. So on the king side, it's one closer.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no like check on this diagonal on the king side. But I'm saying you can long castle in this position specifically because you wanted to bring your rook out anyways.
Right.
So if you're going to do that, might as well get the 2-in-1 deal. But this is like, you obviously don't have to. You can, I would say short castling here is actually a mistake. So long castling would actually be the best choice.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So long castle here. Because I ended up kind of roundabout castling anyways.
Yes, exactly. So if your opponent just played rook a1, he could have taken your bishop, but it's fine. He didn't see it. He played rook d1. So this is one of those moments when I also got a little scared because after castling and bishop takes f6, you notice how your bishop is under attack, but this bishop is now also under attack.
Oh.
Yeah. So this would have been a good time to either take the knight on c3 or take the bishop on a4. And this basically, all this does is basically, okay, so wait, let me go slower. So if you take the knight on c3, right? Then the bishop on a4 is unprotected because the knight was protecting the bishop.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when your opponent plays b takes c3, then you can play bishop takes a4. And then you won an extra piece.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I see that.
Okay. Oh, wait. No, it actually doesn't work here. No. Oh, okay. So I actually remember now why you can't play bishop takes c3. So if you play... Sorry. That was my mistake. Okay. Yeah, if b takes and bishop takes here, your opponent actually has rook e1 check. And basically, your only move here would be to play king f8. And then he has rook takes d8. So this is why you could not take on c3. Because your opponent actually wins the piece. Mm-hmm. But it's still a pretty good call usually when you get in these like little iffy situations to just take something, exchange this. Mm-hmm. So this would have actually been a pretty good position because now you don't lose anything.
The position was to castle? Yeah.
So move 14 castle because now your rook bros are connecting again, right?
Woo, rook bros.
Yes. Exactly. So that tactic is hard. It's like a higher level tactic. But basically, when you get into these kind of like situations where your opponent's attacking a lot of your pieces, like you can see how it starts becoming uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yes, exactly. So that's why when I say we want to over-defend is always better than not defending. That's because these kind of situations can arise. If you don't have enough things defended, it becomes super uncomfortable. Okay. But yeah, so basically, this is a moment when you want to take on a4. So that's fine.
What did I do?
You played short castle here. Yeah. Okay. So short castle, once again, it's a very, very logical move. Very, very logical. Like, there's nothing to criticize about it. But it's just these little tactic things that, obviously, you've played 20 games. Like I've done, like, maybe, 20,000 tactics, right? So like, relax. Don't worry at all. Don't stress it out. Don't stress it out at all. You've only played a few games. This is you're doing great. You're honestly doing great. So yeah, you were freaking out a little with the G takes here. But this is so you already know that double pawns are not the best. But once again, it's a little overshadowed by the fact that your opponent could have just taken kind of on d7 right now and won your bishop.
Wow, but I could have. Oh, you're right. But I would have taken, but he would have taken.
Exactly. So, I mean, it wouldn't have mattered either way. If you had taken with the bishop, he would still have taken. But yeah, it's just generally better to not get double pawns. But it wasn't the most important thing in this position.
Oh my goodness. We had both had some major oversights.
Yes. That's fine. So your opponent now also had a major oversight. Played knight d5. And then you got to take on a4.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yes. So now, okay, this is great. So now you took the pawn. But, I mean, you saw you could take the knight next move. But yeah, you could have just taken the knight straight away. But it's totally fine.
I was slow on that because I'm not used to going the offense.
Yeah. So I was so scared here because I've taught you like a lot of defensive moves, but I was so happy you were able to find bishop, like you found bishop takes a4. I was so happy. I was like, yes, this is great.
Oh, wow. Okay. I thank you so much for taking the time today. That was really helpful. I think that was the most I learned in all of my days playing chess. Like a week and a half. I've watched tons of videos on YouTube, and this was way more helpful.